In this video, we're going to replace this line of HTML with the TurboStream from helper because it will be much more convenient to use the helper instead of having to write this all the time. So what we're going to do is that we're going to replace this whole line here by the TurboStream from articles line. So this will be much easier for the developers who will use our TurboRails clone to remember. So let's go ahead and implement it. So in the stream helper, we're going to add a TurboStream from method, and it will take multiple streamables and also additional attributes that developers might want to add to this HTML tag. So in our example, we will have only one streamable here, that is the articles string, but in real life we might want to prefix this articles string with something like the current company, for example. So this is why we will keep the ability to have multiple streamables here. And the ultimate goal of our helper is to generate this turbo cable stream source HTML tag. So we'll start by this tag turbo cable stream source, and it will take all the attributes that we defined above. So of course it's not complete because we have to specify a channel, and what we will say is that the attributes of channel here will by default be equal to TurboClone streams channel. And we also have to compute the signed stream name. Of course, it's not signed at the moment because we will talk about security later, but it will still keep his name, signed stream name. And we're going to say that this the responsibility for computing the signed stream name is the responsibility of the TurboClone streams channel. And we're going to have a method for this that we're going to call stream name from. And it will take the streamables and will compute a stream name from this array of streamables. So now it's time to implement this method. So we're going to move to the streams channel, and we're going to create a class method stream name from, and it will take an array of streamables as argument. And it's a recursive method. So what we're going to say is that if streamables is an array, what we're going to do is that we're going to map through all the streamables and call this method again, stream name from streamable, and we'll join the individual results by this character here. So else, if the streamables is not an array anymore, so it means that we've been through this part here, so we now have an individual element, we're going to say streamables, and we are going to use this then keyword here to basically the only thing it does is that it converts the name, the plural name here, streamables, into streamable, but it doesn't do anything else really. So we're converting the name for us to understand better what's happening, and we're going to say that if this individual streamable responds to the toKey method, then we're going to take the action view record identifier DOM-ID of the streamable, and otherwise we will keep it unchanged. So let's have a look at the HTML and to make sure it works. And as we can see, those two lines here are equivalent, so this is what we expected. I'm just going to remove this line here, and we're going to do a last refactoring. It's kind of a classic pattern in the Rails architecture to have modules to separate behavior, and in our case here we have a streams channel that is responsible for doing the classic action cable stuff, so it has a subscribe method, and we have this additional feature that is mainly concerned with the name of the stream name. And so what we're going to do is we're going to isolate this method in a module. So we're going to create a new streams folder, and we're going to create a stream name file, and we're going to create a module turboclone streams stream name. We are going to cut this method and paste it here, and it will lose its self here, because what we're going to do is that we're going to extend the module turboclone streams stream name, and this is exactly the same as what we had before, right? The method was just extracted in a module that is responsible for the stream name and extended within the streams channel here. So it's a bit clearer, and when we read, we understand that we have this subscribe method here that is related to the action cable usual stuff, and then we can see that we have a module here that is responsible for handling all the things that are related to the stream names. So if we refresh the page, we still have exactly the same behavior, and in the next video we will learn how to test this helper.